Hey, Intuitive Soul Tribe. Melissa, Intuitive Soul Coach here, excited to bring to you today's collective reading where we dive into the energy of eclipse season. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, welcome collective. Today we'll dive into eclipse season, which brings about a lot of great reveals, a lot of hidden truths. It can bring up emotions. It can bring up suppressed energy that we didn't even know was there, right? So we have on the 14th of October, a major solar eclipse. So expect a lot of downloads, a lot of aha moments and breakthroughs around the 14th of October. And then towards the end of the month, the 28th, we have a partial lunar eclipse happening as well. So we're definitely going through a lot in the month of October. So today we'll take a look and see what is being exposed, what is being revealed in your personal life, your professional life, maybe even on a global level, collective energy. We'll take a look at it all. All right. So today we're using a deck that's not often used in readings, although it is one of my favorites. We have the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, Colette Baron Reed, and we're going to take a deep dive. So some of these messages may actually surprise you. And in the middle of the reading here, we actually have the Lady of Lightning, and this is all about surprises, right? Sometimes a shock. This is a total paradigm shift, and that's what this reading is all about. This is the centered energy, so this is what we're going to see around this eclipse season. So yeah, things around the world could shock you. The way people behave can shock you, right? The way people are changing the dynamic of which they live may shock you. You may have a download or a channeled message that intuitively guides you to pick up and move across the world, or to change careers, or to leave a relationship, or, it can be anything. It may feel shocking. I'm also getting here that we may see things on the news, on media outlets that shock us, right? Because that's what this eclipse season is all about. And as we enter, the end of the month towards, is it Samhain, or towards that Halloween energy, the veil is lifting and things are really being exposed for us to shift into this new paradigm, for us to create and manifest based on a higher frequency. Because each and every moment of our lives, we are manifesting, we are creating what our thoughts, what our feelings, what our emotions, what our intentions are putting out into the universe. And I'm getting here as well that some of you may be surprised with, this could be a marriage. This could be some sort of a proposal. Okay, it doesn't have to be all doom and gloom here, although a lot of times it can be secrets coming to the surface. I also am getting here that someone may surprise you by doing something kind, doing something nice. Now we'll take a look and clarify all these energies here with the tarot as well. We also have up here in the left-hand corner. So I feel like this could come in sooner. In the month of October, we have the Hungry Ghost. And even though we are reflecting on eclipse season here, these things can take shape now. They can take shape a couple of weeks after the eclipse as well, because it's an unraveling. It looks like some of you, it's going to be a big bang, right? It wouldn't surprise me to see the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune, maybe even the Judgment card showing up. We may see a lot of major arcanas because October is a big month. So if you've been struggling in a relationship, expect some sort of shocking turnaround or shocking energy to put you in a completely new paradigm. Okay. For those of you that have been suffering, financially, or, within your careers, there's going to be something that shows up here in a big way for you. Now, the Hungry Ghost talks about scarcity consciousness. It talks about obsessions and attachments. So for those souls who are still going through the ascension process, for those souls who are still finding their way, right? We're all finding our way. But I mean, for those that haven't quite done the work. And what I mean by the work is taking a look at some of our own wounding, our own healing, right? Our spiritual nature, our intuitive side. For those that have maybe kept their eyes closed, they may be in for a shock. And you may see that these people fall to a scarcity conscious mindset of fear, of greed, of lack, of not enough, right? And we may see things like this on the news, right? We may see people being obsessive about their belongings. We may see attachments to relationships, attachments to, money or to anything in this physical material world. So when the hungry ghosts come in, this could be something that you notice more within relationships, within family, within your own self, on a collective or even global level, because we're being guided at this time to temper our emotions, to have a sense of self-control, to blend the energies here. This card 14 represents the temperance in tarot, and the temperance is all about moderation. It is about blending the scales. That's what Libran season is all about, right? Finding that balance. So how can we detach in a loving, kind way and allow the energy to flow? And that's what you are being guided to head towards. So for those of you that feel like it's a little more difficult, okay, it's only because your soul wants to learn the lesson of detachment. Okay, some of you have some deep-seated beliefs around scarcity or poverty consciousness, about not having enough, right? There's not enough jobs, there's not enough, kind people or people to date, right? There's not enough love in a situation, but you're being asked to take a little bit of a step back. Instead of obsessing about an energy, we're being asked at this time to observe and send healing, loving, compassionate energy towards people, places, or things, right? Or mostly it's about being able to project more love and more positivity to the collective, right? To the universe, to help uplift and raise the vibration of the planet, to help those that aren't as aware, help them feel more safe, right? Help them feel more loved, help them go inward and really trust in themselves. And if this is what you are being called to do at this time, then do it, right? Go towards it. If you have held yourself back, maybe you came from a religious upbringing, or maybe you hid your tarot cards, or you didn't want people to know that you were, into crystals and all of that voodoo, as I've heard it called before. This is a time for you to open yourself up. And it doesn't mean that you have to whip out your tarot cards to the person in the grocery line, but it can be about speaking up, letting people know that, yes, there are changes coming in, but there are changes that are showing up for the better. There's going to be a lot revealed and a lot exposed, but we must not feed into the energy of fear. Otherwise, those hungry ghosts will take over. Okay, so very powerful. We knew this was going to be a deep one. Now over here on the right-hand side, which is more about that masculine. So over here on the far left is the hungry ghost. This is about, femininity. It is about Mother Earth. It's about receiving the energy here. So you're being asked to detach from any beliefs or any lower frequencies, so you can allow that flow to come towards you. Now over here on the right hand side is this masculine energy of action. You have here divine guidance. It's a higher knowing. So some of you are being guided to step forward with your gifts. This is sharing what it is that you are receiving, the intuitive wisdom that you have within, right? This is about you channeling. Some of you are channelers. You may be mediums. You may be seers. Now, it doesn't mean that you do this in your professional world, although a lot of you do. This is about you being divinely guided to take action in a big way. You may take action in that relationship where you've been going back and forth. You may exit contracts that no longer serve your highest good. You may decide to Tell the people that you work with that you no longer are a fit for the company and give them a 2-week notice. You may decide to retire. For others of you, you are definitely leaving behind any energy that is no longer aligned with the new paradigm, right? What's right here, right in the middle, is this shift happening. So you're going to see things that shock you, right? It's going to surprise you because you're thinking, wow, how can I really do this? Do I have what it takes? Am I going to be protected? Am I going to be okay moving forward? Am I on the right path? And all of those answers are yes. Because you are being divinely guided to take action, right? You're being divinely and intuitively guided to make some big changes in your world. Okay, so trust in that knowing. Now down here in the bottom left, you have the arrow master. This is all about hitting the mark. It's about intention and detachment. This is pretty crazy. Look at this right above you. And you see me shuffle, right? You have attachment, and right below it, you have detachment. There's the polarity, right? The polarity is coming in. And if you haven't already signed up for my monthly newsletter, you may want to sign up. Go to intuitivesoulcoach.com, scroll to the bottom, and just sign up for the newsletter because we talk about the polarities in the month of October. So you're going to see that things that you once were attached to, right? People, places, things, jobs, emotions, feelings, that you are detaching quite quickly. Okay, and these could be things that you've been hanging on to for 20 years, right? 20 months. These could be things that maybe you wouldn't know who you were without them. There's going to be a shock factor coming in. And I feel like this is about you getting clear on your reality and what you want for yourself, instead of a lot of you being people pleasers, or a lot of you allowing other people to make choices for you. Or instead of you being the one that's constantly putting all the energy into a relationship or into your work, or into a situation, and not getting anything in return, right? This is about you being able to find that balance and attach yourself, or detach in this case, detach from an energy to allow that flow of reciprocity to take place, right? This is really powerful. So set some intentions around this time, right? Create a vision board, journal, write, create a list. I'm also getting that someone has a really impressive area where you keep maybe the sticky notes, and you keep maybe the colorful pens or the highlighters. It's quite impressive. If that's you, that's really neat. I love that stuff too, but wow, this setup is really amazing. So you may get creative. This may be the time that you jot things down, bucket list, end of the year list, right? You set your intentions clear. Why? Because whatever it is you're focusing on around this eclipse time, you're going to hit the mark. Right? You're going to hit the mark. But the key here is to allow these things to come to you. Remember, we're in the receptive flow. We're in the feminine energy here of attaching versus detachment. We don't want to obsess over what it is that we want, but we certainly want to have that intention and then allow the universe to have some breathing room to work its magic. So for some of you, your gifts are being exposed. For others of you, any sort of stagnancy or dead end that you've hit in your life, expect some big changes to come in around this time. And I feel for a lot of you, these changes are made by you, right? This is your energy here. So what we have below the Spirit Whisperer is the Lady of the Gift, generosity, receiving, and withholding. Okay, so I am getting here. Those of you that have been with people, or you yourself have been withholding information, that is going to come out. Maybe some of you have been withholding affection, or you've been in relationships. Doesn't have to be romantic. For some of you it is. If you have been withholding parts of yourself, parts of your truth, right? Parts of who you are, parts of your gifts, this is all about to come to the surface. You know what's going to hit the fan this month, but in a big, powerful way. You've been ready for this. All of you have been. For those of you that are connected and tuned in to the frequency of this channel, right? Intuitive Soul Tribe. For those of you that are tuned in and you're watching, it's because you've been preparing, right? You've been preparing for this shift. You've been feeling it. A lot of you physically have already embraced and manifested this shift. Okay. But if it hasn't shown up, or if you've been waiting and waiting and waiting for quite some time, there is a release. It's almost like what they're showing me, and this is interesting. What they're showing me is a pop bottle being shaken, right? We shake it and then we set it down and we open the top. What happens, right? We know what happens, but things have been shaken up energetically. So it's like all your energy has been in this pop can or this pop bottle or carbonated beverage that's been shaken and shaken and shaken. And finally, boom, the eclipse season comes in and it turns that top off, and then whoosh, it comes out like a dam. So for a lot of you, or an explosion or an eruption, right? There could even be some sort of volcanic activity happening here for you. But the Lady of the Gift is about receiving, right? Receiving the blessings, receiving the guidance. And it's so interesting to note here, because we are in this masculine energy about, about being able to not just constantly be putting ourselves out there, but finally to receive the energy here of love, of change, of happiness, of joy, because you're going within here. Generosity. Something may be revealed or lifted when it comes to finances. Okay, if you've been struggling with maybe an inheritance, a court case, some sort of legality, I'm also getting here. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. I'm getting some sort of documentation or evidence that is coming out that will help someone through or in a case. Okay, maybe this is a court case. Maybe it's an insurance claim. Maybe it's some sort of investigation, right? Some sort of evidence is coming in that will help you. Okay, I'm getting that here strongly. Next up, we have the Ego King. And this is a little bit of what we couldn't quite see coming. It was over here on the side. It was the last card drawn. And it's card 12. The Ego King is all about the big picture. It's all about angelic help. So yes, on a surface level, there's a lot shifting and a lot changing, but on a broader perspective, on a higher perspective, right? The big picture thinking, angelic help is available. It's coming in here. This is about, about prayers being answered. This is about help from the divine. This is about knowing that you are supported at this time, that you are protected, that everything that is happening here on earth is happening for you, for your soul's growth. Okay, so see the bigger picture. Open up to infinite possibilities. That's why there's an eruption, right? So we can open up to those infinite possibilities. So we can believe, we can dream, we can discover, we can reinvent ourselves from the inside out, because you are not the same person, right? You're not the same person you were 5 years ago or even 5 months ago. This is about big picture thinking and knowing that you have the divine guidance and angelic support, as you navigate through some of these ups and downs. All right, let's take a look and clarify. We're actually going to use the Light Seers Tarot today. Okay, we're going to clarify the middle card of the surprise. Let's take a look at this shock, this paradigm shift. The major surprise that's coming in. What do we need to know on a global, personal, professional? What do we need to know about the shock factor? Whoa, okay. Well, hello, Temperance, right? Temperance is the one we just talked about. It's the major arcana card 14, which we're seeing here. So if we can look at this as a little bit of a web, right? This is the main center energy that webs off into each one of these. Temperance is in reverse. So when Temperance in reverse shows up, this is about extreme behaviors. We're going to see people throwing temper tantrums. We're going to see people throwing major fits, right? We're going to see people indulging, going to extremes, being excessive. This could be with feelings, right? With substances. This could be with their behaviors. It's going to really reveal a lot, and you're going to be able to see someone's true colors, okay? Because they may not like some choices or decisions that you are making. Now, of course, safety is of utmost importance. Trust that you are being divinely and angelically guided. But I'm getting here with the Temperance, there will be balance, right? There will be balance. And that is why things are shaking up at this time. So anything that you are putting a lot of energy towards, right, is going to grow and it's going to expand. So if we look at this as, millions and millions and billions of humans, right? If there's something catastrophic or something huge that takes over and we're all focused on it, but there's a fear-based energy towards it, it's just going to amplify. It's just going to grow and expand. That's what we're talking about here when it comes to being that peacemaker or being the enlightened one who can help other people, not feed towards some sort of shocking news. And same goes for you in your family life or your personal life. There could be a situation that feels like it's unraveling out of control, and you are finding ways to stay calm, cool, and collected here with the Temperance. For a lot of you, this is going to help you out, being able to temper your emotions and to be able to find some sort of calm or peace amidst any challenge. It's almost like you're the eye of the storm here. So we may see things kind of brewing up, but I feel like you're going to stay calm. You're going to stand in the middle of it and you're going to say, okay, life is happening for me. I'm going to stand here until the dust settles, but I'm not going to react in a negative way. That's what we're being guided to do. We're not going to obsess about it. We're not going to get so tripped up that you step right in between that cyclone and you get thrown for a loop. If you just be the observer, which we talked about here, right? Non-attachment. When we don't attach ourselves to that energy of whatever crazy vortex is happening, you're not going to get caught up in it, right? So let's see what else we need to know. What surprises, what shocks, what shifts are happening? What do we need to know for the collective, please? Woo, okay. The Hermit. Some of you may really feel a deep need to go inward, to take a little rest from society, right? From people, from family even at times. Or this can be connecting with your family or your soul tribe, even though the Hermit can be more of an isolated type of energy. I'm getting downloads. I'm getting channeled energy from this Hermit. So spend time in introspection, right? Spend time doing things that focus on your spiritual growth, right? Meditation, taking walks in nature, listening to meditation videos or listening to the quiet even, or just doing things that help you relieve stress, but help you connect and tune in. Because again, you see here that she's elevated. She's elevated and she has a lot of light, but she's not in a fearful place. She's not in that fearful energy. The Hermit shows up as gaining a lot of introspection, gaining that knowledge, right? That intuitive knowledge that is available to each and every one of us. Some of you are going to write a whole channeled book. I just heard that. Some of you are being divinely guided to write a channeled book because you are the channeler. I'm also getting that your intuitive gifts are highlighted at this time. Don't second guess them. If you are being called to help someone else out, even if it's your first time, maybe you've received a message from a loved one, or maybe you have some important message to share, connect with them, ask their permission. Say, hey, I'm receiving some messages from the divine. It may sound crazy, but do you mind if I share this with you? Chances are you're connecting for a reason, and they're not going to put up a hand and say, whoa, stop, you're crazy, right? Chances are they're going to say, please. And you may realize in that moment that your gifts and you are here for a reason. Okay, so when the Hermit shows up, yes, gain a little bit of solitude, withdraw from that energy, right? Withdraw from that craziness. I'm also getting here, pay attention to the moon cycles. Some of you are looking up at the stars. You may be doing some moon work, right? Maybe you're creating moon water, or you're having a full moon ceremony. Some of you are having friends over around the full moon. I'm just getting here moon and star energy. All right, what else do we have here regarding surprises, shocking energies, or total paradigm shifts? What do we have here for the collective? Oh my gosh, you can't make it up. There's the moon, right? There's the moon we were just talking about. So the moon card is all about the subconscious. It's all about truths being exposed. It's the shadows, right? So things are being illuminated to you at this time, even though there's still a lot hidden. The eclipse is literally bringing these things to the surface. So pay attention to your dreams. I'm also getting that there could be illusions taking place. But if you are tuned in, if you're connected, which I see a lot of you are, right? You have the Hermit energy. You're going to see through these illusions. Whether this is news on social media or on news outlets, right? Whether it is in your personal life, your professional life, if there's an illusion being cast around you, you're seeing right through it. It's going to be exposed. You may be the one that exposes this energy, right? You have this ability at this time to take something to the next level, right? To shift the paradigm, as it says here. So when the moon card shows up, trust your intuition. We can't say that enough. Trust your intuition. I mean, look at this. What did we say in the beginning of your reading? We said we're going to see a lot of major arcanas: Temperance, Hermit, Moon. All right, let's get a couple more, please. What else do we need to know? This is a, I'm getting goosebumps here. Y'all feeling this craziness. Crazy good, but at the same time, it's going to be big, but you have what it takes. You're prepared. You've been training a lifetime for this. Walking away, 10 of Swords. Now, I really like this 10 of Swords because this is more of a gentle, graceful ending, where a lot of tarot cards portray the 10 of Swords as some deep heartache, right? 10 swords to the back. I've been betrayed. I've been stabbed in the back. I've been, beaten down to the ground. There's nothing left in me. That may be how you feel, right? That may be what you've gone through. But this 10 of Swords isn't about staying in that pain. It's not about staying on the ground anymore, right? This 10 of Swords is graceful. You've already gone through the worst of things, right? Even though there's things being exposed on a deeper soul level, you've known for quite some time that this is happening in your life, that there's something you are walking away from or ending. And it could be any of those things that we talked about earlier. I'm getting the name here, Jeremiah, Jeremy. Okay, please take that as it resonates. Some of you could be walking away from Jeremiah, or that is your name. Okay, I'm also getting here with this 10 of Swords. This is about coming out of denial. Okay, coming out of denial. And remember earlier we mentioned how for some people who've just started the work, or maybe they aren't even quite sure what next steps to take to even begin the work, those that are just starting their journey are coming out of this place of suffering by reaching out, right? Reaching out for help. How can you help me get through? And you're going to find and attract grace and comfort and people who want to be there, support you, and help you, right? That's why we see here generosity. This is about generosity coming in, receiving that help, receiving the divine guidance to detach ourselves from energies that may be draining us, right? That may not even be beneficial in our lives any longer. It could be old beliefs. It could be people. It could be mental stories that we tell ourselves over and over. Swords are all about, the mind, and Libran energy is ruled by the swords, the mind. It's air energy. All right, last but not least, let's see what we have here for the collective. What is the eclipse season exposing? Okay, thank you. I just heard the name Molly. Molly. If that is you, it could be a pet name. It could be a child's name, Molly. I really like this energy though. I'm also getting that some of you may be making candies, or maybe you're making some sort of treat. I mean, this could be for your child if you celebrate maybe the holiday season. Maybe you're making some sort of treats. Okay, I feel like you could be making even dog treats or pet treats. 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands is the final card here. When we think about leadership, when we think about competition, right? Sometimes it feels like everyone is trying to one-up each other, right? Who can step on each other's wand here to get their way to the top? we may see that being exposed. We may see the true colors of people. Now, I'm not saying don't work for what you want, but when the Five of Wands shows up, this is about working together. It is about collaboration. There is no need for rivalry. There's no need for criticism. There's no need to, beat your neighbor over the head because we're in competition with them. No. So that is why these things are happening around us. And it may feel like everybody and their mom, right, is in competition. But there can be a healthy way to help each other out, right? And this is why we are coming to a point where it's important to help. And I know that we have this Hermit energy. I've been there a lot of times. I just want to hibernate and go over here and pause and reflect because I feel like sometimes the incompetency of what's happening or the people that sometimes come in are, at a whole nother level. But you may be a teacher. You may be a guide. You may be a coach. You may be a mentor. You may be someone who is here to help this person up, right? Because that person may have been you at one point. So for those of you that are in the professional world and it's cutthroat or it's very competitive, right? Try not to obsess over that energy of competitiveness or criticism or lack of worth. Because what you truly seek when we detach from that energy of obsessiveness, right? Needing to one up everyone, when we tend to kind of step back as the observer, but we have that clear intention, we can hit the mark, right? We can hit the mark here because you have the ability to let this flow to you because you're attracting it. That's how the law of attraction works. It's not about, big wishes. I'm wishing for this and then boom, it appears. What energy are you putting out into the universe? Because that's what you're going to see. So if we don't want to see this craziness and this chaos, right, then we have to shed light on some of the shadow pieces of ourselves or what's going on in order for us to find and bring balance and to raise the vibration. Let's get one more card. They're saying one more over here with the Eagle King. So the big picture, angelic help. What do we need to know? What are the angels helping with? What's this big picture? Whoa, okay. There's the strength. Okay, there's major arcana, Leo here, strength. The angels are helping us step into our power. Okay, the angels are helping us take a look at self-sabotaging behaviors. The angels are helping us work through some of those feelings of weakness. You're stronger than you think you are. That's what your team wants you to know. You have the inner strength, you have the endurance, you have the power to shift this paradigm, right? And to go in a direction that is better, right? With the Four of Wands, you have double 4 energy. 4 and 4 equals 8. What a beautiful confirmation here. Right behind it, 4 of Cups says, are you focused on what you are losing or what you are gaining? Are you focused on negativity or positivity? Remember polarity, collective. Remember the polarity. Yes, we need to find that balance. And it doesn't mean that we're all going to be, happy Brady Bunch all the time. But it means that we can become aware of what's going on within us and around us. And when we become aware, we can shift and alter that energy, right? Because we're the magicians, we're the creators of our worlds. So when we have that sense of awareness, we're able to shift, we're able to acknowledge, and we're able to let it flow through us instead of catching up on our energetic field, creating dis-ease in the body, in the mind, right? Right behind it, what else do we have? The King of Pentacles. We may see some shifts financially. I mean, we've already been seeing these financial shifts within the banking industry. There could be something here that is a shock when it comes to finances, the structure of financial institutions or money or stock markets, things of that nature. There could be a shock, okay? I'm also getting here with the Queen of Wands. Remember what we said earlier about you owning your gifts? The Queen of Wands reminds you, own it, right? Have the confidence, even if you have candles all over your home or crystals everywhere, or if you have, your tarot cards out, or whatever you're doing, represent who you are. Share yourself. Be authentically you, right? You're going to attract your tribe. A lot of you are attracting the people that want to help you, right? And this just came up in a reading. If you have any Pisces, I think it was Pisces reading, where we're focused on, the gain or the pain, right? There's that polarity as well. So you're going to see who's in your tribe and who's not, who may be sabotaging to your growth and who's helping it. So this is all about you being that magnetic energy you are. It doesn't matter what sign you are, even though the Queen of Wands is a fire element. This is about you owning that power and embracing the archetype here of the Queen of Wands. She's strong, she's confident, she's creative, she's artsy. She can be an entrepreneur, or she can be a multitasker and do many things at once. She is also someone who inspires others to live their best life because she focuses on living hers, right? When this Queen of Wands shows up, this person is attractive. They are bold. They are wise. And they love being able to share their gifts. And they love the energy that they are receiving because that's what they're putting out. So when we embrace ourselves at our highest and fullest potential, you're going to see the shifts all around you. And a lot of you, this paradigm shift, this shock is leading you directly into your power. Even if you can't quite see it at this time, manifesting in the physical, it's definitely leading you towards better days. That is what I have for you, beautiful souls. I hope it resonates. A lot being illuminated for you. Trust it. Journal, write things down, do some mirror work, do some fun work with friends or with your soul tribe, right? Connect to the divine, meditate, get yourself together with the people that you love, and bounce ideas off of each other. Know who's there to support, help you, and uplift you, and know that there's also going to be chaos around as well, but you don't have to be a part of that where you get caught up in it, right? It doesn't mean you're not aware of it, but it means that you're not letting someone else's actions interfere and affect decisions that you are making for yourself. That is what I have for you. I hope it resonates. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channel messages out there to those that need it most, and it certainly helps the growth of the channel. If you haven't already hit that subscribe and bell button, please do so. Thank you so much for being here, collective. Lots of love.